Chuck Norris is a name synonymous with strength, discipline, and cinematic legend. To the world, he is the embodiment of invincibility, a 6-time world karate champion, an action film star, and a cultural icon whose feats inspired countless jokes and memes. Yet behind the public image lies a story far more human and complex than any internet meme could capture. The boy who would become a global symbol of power grew up in a life marked by fear, poverty, and violence. The battles he faced were not in dojo rings or on movie sets, but in the quiet, painful moments of survival, self-doubt, and loss. Understanding Chuck Norris means looking beyond the roundhouse kicks and accolades to the struggles that shaped the man, revealing a journey of resilience, perseverance, and unwavering determination. Childhood in chaos born Carlos Ray Norris on March 10th, 1940 in Ryan, Oklahoma. Chuck entered a turbulent home where survival often outweighed love. His father, Ray Norris, was an alcoholic and abusive man whose fists left both physical and emotional scars. Chuck, alongside his 2 younger brothers, learned early to make themselves invisible, shrinking from danger and absorbing a lifetime of fear. His mother, Wilma, worked tirelessly to protect her children, but she was powerless against Ray's rage. Poverty added another layer of hardship, forcing the family to move frequently in search of work, leaving young Chuck without stability or roots. These early years instilled a deep-seated sense of inadequacy as he internalized the cruel messages of his father and the exhaustion of his mother. From this environment of violence and neglect, Chuck would carry invisible wounds that shaped his character, resilience, and later drive for personal mastery. School and early invisibility school offered no refuge from the difficulties at home. Shy, scrawny, and anxious, Chuck struggled to connect with peers and often went unnoticed. He sat in the back, silent, avoiding attention, and trying to disappear into the shadows. Bruises, hand-me-down clothes, and a stammer made him feel small and powerless. Unlike other children who might experience teasing or bullying, Chuck's presence was overlooked entirely, reinforcing the idea that he was invisible. This combination of fear, isolation, and low self-esteem forged a quiet determination within him, a resolve to survive despite being unseen. He learned to internalize pain rather than express it, a coping mechanism that would later translate into mental discipline. The invisible boy from Oklahoma would eventually channel his fear into focus and his weakness into strength. But the early experiences of invisibility were a foundation he had to overcome every day. Escape into the military at 18, desperate to leave his abusive home, Chuck joined the United States Air Force. His motivation was survival, not patriotism, seeking distance from the violence that had shaped his childhood. Stationed at Osan Air Base in South Korea, he initially felt displaced and insecure, a continuation of the loneliness from his youth. Surrounded by strangers, Chuck grappled with identity, confidence, and self-worth, feeling invisible despite wearing a uniform meant to signify authority. This period highlighted that physical distance could not erase emotional scars. The past followed him wherever he went. Yet, in this challenging environment, he stumbled upon a life-changing opportunity, a Korean martial arts school. Witnessing disciplined warriors offered him a glimpse of controlled strength and self-mastery, planting the seeds of a journey that would transform fear into focus and fragility into resilience. Discovery of martial arts. Entering the dojang in Korea was both terrifying and transformative for Chuck. The Korean martial arts master he met recognized potential where Chuck saw weakness, teaching that strength was cultivated through discipline, not anger. Chuck's first classes were grueling. His body was untrained, his movements clumsy, and progress painfully slow. Yet, for the first time, failure was different. It was correction, not punishment. Training became a lifeline, a way to express himself physically and mentally, a counterpoint to the chaos of his childhood. Through repetition, sweat, and discipline, Chuck discovered a new sense of agency, The martial arts philosophy he embraced emphasized self-mastery, respect, and persistence. By the end of his tour in Korea, the boy who had fled home was beginning to transform into a warrior, learning that real strength is a choice made repeatedly, silently, even when no one is watching. Struggles upon returning to America. Returning to the United States in 1962, Chuck faced the challenge of applying his skills in a world that did not yet value Korean martial arts. Martial arts schools were scarce, misunderstood, and underappreciated. Married to his high school sweetheart Diane, Chuck took dead-end jobs to support his family, feeling invisible once again despite the progress he had made in Korea. Nights were spent training alone, honing his body and mind in quiet hallways, translating discipline into survival and persistence. Eventually, desperation turned into action when he opened a small karate school in Torrance, California. Initial weeks brought empty rooms and doubt, but he remained committed. Slowly, word of his skill, discipline, and authenticity spread. Chuck taught with rigor and respect, instilling principles his master had imparted. His early dojo was less about fame and more about proving to himself that his journey of transformation had not been in vain. Rise to martial arts fame between 1968 and 1974, Chuck's dedication paid off. He dominated competitive karate, winning 6 world middleweight championships, 183 matches, and establishing himself as a force in martial arts. Yet trophies and victories, while validating skill, could not erase inner doubts or financial struggles. The young man, once invisible to the world, now commanded respect in dojangs across America. Yet Hollywood remained indifferent. This phase of Chuck's life illustrates the tension between personal mastery and societal recognition. Mastery alone does not guarantee external validation, and Chuck's journey highlighted the persistence required to bridge that gap. His discipline and consistency became his defining traits, shaping not only his martial arts legacy, but also preparing him for the unforeseen opportunities and losses that Hollywood would soon bring. Action star and cultural icon. By the late 1970s and 1980s, Chuck carved his place in Hollywood, starring in The Octagon, Missing in Action, and other action films. He cultivated a persona distinct from contemporaries like Stallone and Schwarzenegger, the quiet, disciplined warrior who let skill speak for itself. His defining role as Cordell Walker in Walker, Texas Ranger solidified him as a cultural touchstone, merging martial arts, moral conviction, and consistent heroism. The show's immense popularity brought wealth, fame, and recognition, yet the personal cost, long hours, time away from family, and relentless pressure remained. Chuck's story demonstrates that even extraordinary success cannot erase earlier trauma. The discipline, persistence, and resilience he learned in childhood and martial arts were essential to navigating fame. His journey blends personal growth, professional mastery, and a steadfast moral compass, resonating with audiences worldwide. Meme legacy and enduring influence. In the 2000s, the world celebrated Chuck through viral memes, exaggerating his strength and invincibility. Phrases like, "Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups, he pushes the earth down," transformed him into a global symbol of exaggerated power. These jokes elevated his status beyond traditional media, introducing him to younger generations and cementing his legacy as both a pop culture icon and a martial arts legend. Chuck embraced the humor, recognizing the honor behind the absurdity while maintaining humility. The memes exemplify how cultural perception can evolve, separating myth from reality. They highlight the enduring human fascination with strength, perseverance, and moral certainty. For Chuck, the phenomenon was a second life, demonstrating that impact is not solely defined by accomplishments or fame, but by the inspiration and imagination one sparks across generations. Conclusion: from fragility to strength. Chuck Norris's journey from an abused, invisible child to a global icon is a testament to resilience, discipline, and perseverance. He transformed trauma into mastery, fear into focus, and invisibility into recognition. The boy who ran from a violent father became a martial arts legend, a Hollywood star, and a symbol of dedication and moral fortitude. His story reminds us that true strength is often forged in private struggle, not public triumph. Beyond memes, films, and accolades lies a man shaped by adversity, discipline, and the relentless pursuit of self-mastery. Chuck Norris's legacy is more than invincibility. It is the human capacity to rise, to persist, and to create meaning from pain, proving that the greatest victories are sometimes those no audience can witness.